morning. Happy Tuesday. Here I am. Let's see, I guess, where am I? Day 9. And I'm a little weary this morning. I just couldn't seem to go to sleep last night. And as a result, I ended up reading like 3 books. And I don't know how much sleep I got, but it wasn't a whole lot. I got up my usual time at 4 in the morning. And I was right back laying down in bed like within a half an hour and slept for another hour and a half. And so then I got up at 7 and immediately got dressed because I was just weary, tired. And so I figured the best thing I could do is get out there and start walking. So I did. I was a little slow on the start. My speed never really picked up a lot. But here's the thing about that morning walk that's really critical, is that what we rely on, I mean, in the truest sense, in a human experience, before all of our consumer and indulgence and toxic waste that we create for ourselves. In the beginning, it was all cosmic. It was just cosmic energy. It was just prana, chi. And so I went out there to breathe that in. And I could feel it. It's just profound how, taking a 3.5 mile walk in the morning air, and it's a little heavy air this morning. It's kind of foggy and a little drizzle, but it's amazing how much energy is in that. Now, when I think back, like 2 years ago, I was still, a constant drinker, smoker, meat eater, all that stuff. I mean, I went vegan in August 2 years ago. So here's what my morning would look like 2 years ago. I'd wake up, I'd have 2 cups of coffee with, several cigarettes. As soon as I was done with coffee, I would then have screwdrivers with doobies and more cigarettes. And, that's what pumped my iron. That's what got me going in the day. Coffee, cigarettes, pot, and alcohol. That's how I started my day. So, it's a big shift. 2 years later, here I am. And it's a whole new experience. Now, I had some other thoughts this morning too. I was thinking about, it's been more than 20 years when, Neil Donald Walsh put out all of this Conversation with God's book, which I found really lovely books. I read all of them. But in the first book is where I first ever heard of highly evolved beings. And so I started thinking about that this morning. And I realized that what people are experiencing with urine therapy is that. And especially people that are fasting in addition to that. And what I'm realizing, when you hear all these references about light beings, in even historical references, biblical references, all these things, I realize more and more that's what the truth is. It's about urine and breath. It's just profound how much awakening is occurring in connecting the dots. And so, I had this thought come to mind, And it's another little phrase I think I'll coin. I don't know. My mind works in mysterious ways. But I look at us, that are doing these things it simply as flowers glowing in golden showers. And we're just in bloom. Now, I'm still processing. This is just I think it's day 9. And each day it's I'd never up until like I don't know a month or 2 months ago, and I fasted for like 3 days, and that was it. I was like spent after 3 days. So this is really the first time I've ever done this, really, like really do an extended fast. And I'm just determined. I'm absolutely determined to um, keep going. I want to see how far I can go without caving in, because um, I think it's an important transformation for me. I think it's a critical transformation for me. I'm striving to find my higher ground, my highest self, the God within me. That this is my intent. This is my goal. And so I'm not, there's moments I just go, oh, hell with this, but I get over that pretty quick. That's just the other side talking. And I flip the coin over and I go, hey, man, that's not it. You're on the right path. So, I have to keep, cheering myself on, so to speak, each moment that goes by, to stay on purpose, to stay on task. So another thing that's been happening profoundly and regularly, and I just take it all like this is the way it is, is that I've really retrained my mind into a manifester. And so everything that I keep focusing on, and right on down to minute timing, it's really profound, because I've always believed timing is everything. And as a professional chef and a caterer, it was, and as a builder, and as a filmmaker, and a director, and a producer, all these things require incredible timing. And so I just put things into my mind, and it's like putting in an order and then not getting angst about it, and know that the order is already in. Don't worry about it. You don't have to keep flagging the waitress and going, where's my order? You already ordered, just wait. Good things take time. So yesterday, now I'd been thinking about this for a couple of months. I'd been putting this into my memory banks, because I knew that I wanted to create a new vehicle, not brand new, but new to me, um, because I'm planning on moving to Arizona at the end of the summer. And I went through a couple of different thought processes on it, but I decided on a certain old school van, a Chevy Venture to be specific, because I had rented one way in the past, and it was just an awesome vehicle. And so it kind of stuck with me. So on my daily walks, now I walk a couple of times a day. I go up, I take a bus up to a nearby town, and they have a lovely park in the Tide Flats. And so I go walk there. And I've been looking at this van, and, thinking about it for, considerable amount of time. And I wasn't ready because I didn't have any money. I didn't have anything together to do it. So I just kept imagining it. Well, yesterday I went and test drove it. And, the thing I liked about this van, it's a cargo van. And so all the windows are blacked out. It looks like a regular van. It's pure white, has black windows, but you can't see through them. So what I intend to do with this van is build it out, because it's just bare inside. So I'm going to build a mobile film studio, pretty much, that I can travel around in and sleep in and all that jazz. So anyway, I was able to strike a deal with a guy, and he's going to take half, which is just squeaking in with what I can afford to do. And he'll let me make a few payments to finish out the balance. So we shook hands on that. So I'm gonna get that tomorrow. So the reason I'm telling you all this is because it's all about keeping focus. It's all about having, put in your order and stick to your plan. Because if you keep flip-flopping or have doubt, you create a self-sabotage, and all of a sudden, what you want doesn't happen. So it's really powerful once you understand how to go about it. So anyway, I think I'm going to wrap all this up, and I have a poem that I'm going to share today from my book, and it is. I thought it was fitting. It's just funny how this all works. But this is entitled Embracing the Planet with Highly Evolved Beings. Funny, huh? The concept of evil, when taken in stride, disappears quickly when love is applied. Lurking in shadows, hidden from light, the law of attraction, picking a fight. Fear is a poison, a dangerous drink, with adverse effects on what people think. A powerful antidote that sets people free is trusting our instincts from the heart of our being. Feeling the energy and becoming a cure. Fear has no meaning when our love is pure, endlessly flowing, living our dreams. We're embracing the planet with highly evolved beings. And that's what I think the people doing urine therapy are. Highly evolved beings. Light workers. True light workers. And I think it's valuable and important that we all spread the word. There's no reason, we're on the higher plane. The rest of the public at large has a long way to go. We are surrounded by extremely toxic beings, and they're so wrapped up in their misled information and their consumerism and their dogma. And if they don't see it and they put you down and try to give you all this grief, don't buy it. We're way, way above them. And I'm not saying that to be like superiority or ego tripping or anything. But urine therapy is the path to great enlightenment. And the more we own it, the more we understand it, and the more we apply it and wear it proudly. We're going to change more people. And my mission, I'm going to close here, but my mission at this point is to just help people find their way any way I can. That's why I'm very vocal about it. I'm outspoken about it, and I'm happy to be so, because you never know where the next 100th monkey's going to show up. And what would be greater is it's like being a Mother Teresa. You're going out to really help people with no agenda, not trying to sell them anything. Just encourage them to really learn to love themselves. I tell you what, there's no better way to learn to love yourself than drinking the pee. Piss is bliss. So I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day. I know I will in every way. So with all that being said, I just said, boom, ha, you've just been loved. Bye now.